Hey everybody, it's been a couple of months since the last update and I wanted to get into all of the latest developments. So the basic stuff, nuts and bolts, what's going on in general, that's all in the body of the email, so I'm going to skip over that. For anyone who's not on the email list and has not received the text update, if you go to the website, you can access all of the updates there on the blog page, and then also there's a pop-up form if you would like to get your name on the list for future updates. So what this video is about is this nebulous concept of dust and scratch removal. What is all this digital stuff that has to happen after you get your film scanned? Now, this is a normal process for anything that originated on film. Ordinarily, a production company with deep pockets would hire this work out because it's a very highly specialized skill set. That's not an option for us because it would probably cost in the range of $20,000 to do the whole film. So here's how it works. There is some cutting edge technology in the scanning hardware that gives us a data set that tells other computers, other systems where the dust is in the frame, so that when you use one of these plugins, it can treat just those pixels and not the entire picture. Photochem has been working with us to do about 4 rounds of tests. This last round, I'm happy to say, was the final round. It has taken a lot of time because there's some custom scripting that had to be done, and working with a company that's not in the same town as you, just doing everything over the phone, it just takes time. There was one last piece of the puzzle that I needed to really make everything work fluidly, and that is this, the Wacom tablet. It's a device that's used to significantly speed up the process when you're working with graphics on a computer. That just arrived today, and before setting up to do this video, I went ahead and got that hooked up, and now, as of today, this VFX system is completely done, and we're ready to work as soon as California opens back up. One reel actually has been scanned because of COVID-19. Nobody can get in there to get the film and put it in a box and ship it to us. So we're just kind of in a holding pattern on that. Well, I'm talking too much probably, so let's dive in and take a look. All right, so here we are at our DaVinci Resolve system. The thing to know about DaVinci Resolve is that traditionally its claim to fame is its color correction. Their color management system, or CMS as it's called, has been around for a long, long time. The film lab in California uses this as a standard, and if we can get everything to just work within that application, then that's going to simplify things considerably. You have all these pages down here that allow you to do editing, Fusion, that's a compositing application for visual effects, and then there's this color page. And Fairlight, that's audio. So we don't actually need to use any of this with the exception of running certain plugins as a host environment, because it maintains this color management environment that keeps everything on an even keel. Silhouette is going to be used for the final phase of a two-phase process for the digital dust busting. And there's the Silhouette interface. Literally 2 months ago at the NAB 2020 show, they had just released a plug-in version of Silhouette that works right here within DaVinci Resolve. That's something that I did not expect to happen, but it did, and so, you know, all the planets, sometimes they just align in your favor. Let's go into Silhouette, the plug-in version. I'm going to close down the standalone version because we don't need to do any round tripping. We're going to stay out of that. Now, this second phase of the process is kind of tedious. When I first called a VFX house to get a quote, it was in the range of $30,000. And here's why. The movie is about 21 minutes long at 24 frames per second. That comes out to about 30,000 frames. That's a lot of paint work. So basically, I have to step through every single frame and manually treat each artifact that I find, just like a photographer would in Photoshop if he wanted to get rid of an unwanted object. One thing that I want to point out is that what you're going to see here, this footage, even though this is footage from the film, it's not full resolution, full color, because that actually takes up a lot of the processing power of the computer, and so we kind of dumb it down so that we can focus on the task at hand. What you're seeing here is not representative of the quality that you're going to see when the movie comes out. I'm going to grab some water. All right, so enough chit chat. Let's get down to business. So I'm going to look for a frame that has an artifact. I see one right there. So I'm going to zoom in using a shortcut key. That's not quite enough. I'm going to zoom in even more. I can zoom all the way in. And two of the adjustments that you have to constantly make are the brush size, which I can do by clicking the second pin key and then just dragging, changing the brush size, and then make that brush a little bit smaller, and then set the clone area with the other shortcut key, this. Now I just paint by pressing down on the pad, and now it all matches. Now if I think I made a mistake, I can just turn the pen upside down and erase. If I just want to take a look at, see how it looks, I can zoom out by hitting that key, and now you can't even see it. Going back and forth to check it and see how it looks. I like it. I'm gonna undo that so that now we can see the blemish right there. Imagine if you had 2 or 3 of these on every frame. I'm going to go back and scrub the timeline, and it just pops in there, and it doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you have 2 or 3 of these popping in every frame, it gets to be distracting, and that just ruins the magic trick. And then I can very quickly scroll through and find new blemishes. Yep, there's another one. There's a couple right there. And set my brush. Scroll back, forward, forward. Looks good. Now I can move on to the next one. There's another one. And I just keep on going like this. Pan it out, zoom out, check it, and you can't see it. It's that simple. I can paint out all the artifacts right here in Austin, Texas. That's about it. That's what I'll be doing as soon as the footage comes back from California. In the meantime, I'm just doing a lot of writing and reading, and also studying up for the UCLA classes that are going to happen later in the summer. Once the summer is over, I'm going to have some new material that's going to be ready to pitch, and that's kind of how you move forward with the next step of the film career. I will keep everybody apprised of any developments. Feel free to contact me on my website. There's a contact page there. It's thelandfilms.com or blakenalla.com. Yeah, so everybody stay safe, but keep the camera rolling.